Happy Friday, everyone. It's Sharon coming at you from Beach Therapy Counseling Services. As usual, if you guys like the content of what you're hearing, please go ahead and share it with those that you love and care about, as well as on your social media, so that others can benefit from the content of what I'm going to share with you guys today. So I just want to say thank you to the about a dozen of you lovely people who have been concerned and wondering where I've been and why I've not been sharing new content and what's going on. And those of you that do know or do read my blog would know kind of what I've been up to. If you don't read my blog, I do encourage you to do that. And you can find me at sgusmith at wordpress.com. And part of my newest blog shares kind of what I've been up to. And I get really passionate and into my career because it is my passion and I love helping people. I love feeding into people. That's why I do these videos um, to hopefully help, even if it's just one person. That means something to me. And sometimes I go, to the point where I just burn myself out. And I don't want to do that with this career. And I don't want to do that with my passion because it means so much to me. And so every once in a while, I have to stop and smell the roses. And what that means for me is stop and re engage in other parts in my life that maybe I let go because of my passion for my career. And so I definitely notice it a lot quicker now than I used to. And so I can redirect myself, give myself a reprieve. And that's all I was doing, guys, was just refeeding myself in the areas that needed that focus and that attention. And while I was doing that, though, I came up with so many great ideas and things that I want to share with you guys. So I was actually really excited to get back on here and get back into this. So one of the things that I like to do is notice a trend within my clients, and anytime I do, I feel like if it's a trend within clients, then it's a trend within society. And so it's something that I could share with you guys that could hopefully be beneficial to as many of you that this kind of hits home with. And that is, so often when we're dealing with struggles in life or anything adverse, we have a really hard time figuring out what the root of the problem is. We are really good at identifying the symptomology, right? So, what I mean by that is it's really easy for us to say, I feel stressed, or I feel really anxious today. I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm just sad. I'm depressed. I mean, we're really good at identifying the symptoms. And we're even really good at identifying the attributing external factors. And what I mean by that is my kids are stressing me out. My kids have really been a pain in my butt recently. Work has been stressful. Work is overwhelming. My husband is just not there. He is, not being the man that I married, and that's giving me high anxiety. Whatever the case may be, when it's external, it's so easy to identify it. But the problem with that is that the root of the problem is never going to be external. We want it to be external because then we don't have to hyper focus on what we need to fix. But the problem is, anytime that anything is too overwhelming, too stressful, too anxiety provoking, too depressing, any of these emotions that we're feeling, the external things only compound the issue. The real issue is systemic within you. So there's a root of a problem that has grown within you, that now that these external factors are in our face and in our way, it's just compounding the issue. So now we're feeling overwhelmed, we're feeling stressed, we're feeling all of these things, but the real reason is within us. And I tell my clients this all the time, but the only person that you can fix is you. And then hopefully by fixing you and figuring out what the root of your problem is and what is wrong within you, the others around you will follow suit. So they'll see, gosh, well, she or he, they're becoming healthier and they're reacting differently to me, or whatever that other problem that's external might be, hopefully is positively affected by your internal work. So remember, when you are identifying a problem within your life, and external problems are very real. This is not me downplaying the role of external problems in our lives. But the root of the problem is always going to be within you. Why is this external problem affecting me to my core in this way? And if you can get to the internal problem, and you can do that with therapy, you can do that sometimes with mapping, which means I do this with some of my clients. Is we start out with the feeling, right? So, what is it causing? It's causing anxiety, it's causing depression, it's causing this. And then we talk about the external contributors. So, that all comes, but then we keep making our way down and in to where then it becomes our problem and where it stems from within us, whether it's an insecurity, whether it's a past experience that left some scars that now we're triggered by external factors very easily. There's so many different things that play a role in the internal problem. So getting there can be with counseling, it can be with a life coach if that's, your thing. It can be just mapping it out yourself if you're really good at internal reflection. But that's kind of a problem within our society as well, is we don't want to look internally. It's just so much easier to look at those external things and say, well, it's because of him, or it's because of them, or it's because of that. It's not actually me, right? But who is the one person we just said you can control? And that is going to be you. So stop pointing the finger and say, it's actually a problem that starts in here. And those things just compounded the issue that was already there. And that's the way we can start fixing problems, guys. So I hope this was helpful. I could go on this topic forever, but I'm not going to. I like these videos to be short and sweet so you guys get an idea or at least get some encouragement, or hopefully that motivated you to do some mapping for yourself, because mapping is a wonderful tool if you don't want to do counseling, if you don't want to, go see somebody professionally and you want to try and figure it out at home. Start with mapping. But again, remember, the only way to fix the problem is to get uncomfortable with yourself, and the mapping has to always come back to you. If it doesn't, then you're not doing it right. So the trickle down effect always comes back down to you and what you can personally fix inside of yourself. So, as usual, guys, if you guys need help, or if you know somebody that needs help in this area or in any area in mental health, you guys know where to reach me, mybeachtherapy.net. But I encourage you guys to do some mapping for yourself and see if you're even able to, because you might be really surprised at how uncomfortable you get when you have to start doing some self-reflection and put some of those things back on you that you don't feel like are your fault or are your doing. You might be surprised at where you get stuck. And I'm always here to help you get unstuck. So, mybeachtherapy.net, guys, have an awesome weekend, and I'm glad to be back. Let me know if you guys ever have questions, comments, or even just topic ideas. I'd be happy, if it's in my field of expertise, to do your suggestions as well. Bye, guys.